Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Devi instills devotion to one's husband and Guru. It is natural that when you develop devotion to her, you also imbibe devotion to your husband because she is extremely devoted to her own husband Parameshwara. It is easy to love someone who loves you. It is more difficult to love someone who is not easily lovable. In Vaikuntham, where all wealth is plentifully available, and Vishnu is himself very good looking and also fond of dressing up handsomely, if Lakshmi is fond of her hubby, there is nothing to write home about. But here, this husband is often frequenting the cremation grounds. He wears a tiger skin and a garland of skulls. He goes about scrounging alms from all and sundry with a begging bowl. It is more difficult to be devoted to such a husband as Parameshwara. When she was born as the daughter of Daksha Prajapati, as Dakshayani, her father was openly disrespectful to Parameshwara. Instead of being a daughter for Daksha, who is discourteous to my husband, and bearing such a father's name as Dakshayani, it is better to commit suicide. So saying, she jumped into the yaga fire and sacrificed her body. Her real name was Sati. Dakshayani was only a sobriquet. That is why we find a word in English dictionary, Suti, meaning a Hindu custom in which a widow gives up her life by climbing the husband's funeral pyre. Her love for the Samhara Murti, Smasana Vasi, Parmeshwara was not burnt by the fire of Yaga Kund. She took birth again as Parvata Rajaputri, Parvati. From a very young age, she undertook to very tough tapasya for attaining Parmeshwara's hand in marriage. After they were married, the very fierce Ghora Ghora Dharebhyaha, Rudra became the Parama Mangala Shiva. There is nothing more auspicious and sacred than Ambal. They say Sarva Mangala Mangalye. By being united with her, he also becomes pleasantly wholesome. The embodiment of Pativrata and Saumangalyatvam, Ambal is Mahasumangali. That is why, despite eating the Alahala poison, Parmeshwara is hale and healthy, says Acharyal in Saundarya Lahari. The ear stud, Kumkuma Sindur in the center point between eyebrows, Karukamadi Mala around the neck are the Lakshana or indicating marks of a Sumangali woman. Ambal is wearing ear studs, not of gold but two small pieces of palm leaf rolled into a tiny cylinder. Ear stud is known as Tadangam in Sanskrit. The palm leaf ear stud is Tali Palasa Tadangam. I suppose earlier on all ladies shunned two showy accoutrements. Palm leaf in Tamil is Panne Olai. Though later diamond ear stud became the norm, it continued to be called the Vaira Olai. This indicator of auspiciousness is never to be removed from her ears. Parmeshwara should be forever. Even the mighty poison of Alahala did not affect him. Acharyal says, Amma, this is the salubrious greatness of your Tadangam that the Alahala poison made no difference to Parmeshwara's well-being. Acharyal, who got the Shiva Chakra and Sri Chakra inscribed on the right and left Tadangas of Akhilandeshwari in Tiruvanekkaval in South India, says Tava Jnani Tadanga Mahima. The reason why the poison has no effect on Parmeshwara is that Ambal is with him ever, as the counter to all negativity, as the antidote for all poisons. Vedavakyam Rudram says so, to the Ogerish there is Shiva in you, who is the salubrious herb for the whole world as well as yourself. It says in the original, Shiva Vishwaha Bheshaji, Shiva Rudrasya Bheshaji. She who causes her Ogerish Ghora Ghora Tharebhyaha Rudra into the eternal Mangala Swarupi is the one to pray to for devotion to husband and guru, that is Pati Bhakti and Guru Bhakti. For a woman, husband is the guru. In olden times, with the intention that before Kama can enter one's minds, Gayatri chanting should already be started. Boys used to be given Upanayanam and initiated into Gayatri mantra and sent to a guru for Gurukula Vasa. Before they reached the age of 8, at the same age of 8, the girl was married to a suitable match. So for the girl, husband was guru too. Love and carnal desire had no chance to enter her mind even. That was, say, another 5 years later when she came of age. So for women, Guru Bhakti and Pati Bhakti meant the same. Ambal, who is an epitome of these two aspects of devotion, will grant this to the girls who pray to her. Bhagavatam says that Gopika women observed this Katyayani Vrata or Pavai Nonbu for a period of 1 month in Margari or Mrigasirsha for obtaining Krishna or Krishna like husband. In Sangakala period, this was known as Amba Vadal. Vadal in Tamil means emaciation. For 1 month period, they virtually maintained such strict vow of abstinence in devotionary activities of Ambal that Amba Vadal is very apt. Even nowadays, young eligible girls do Gauri Puja. This is quite prevalent in Andhra Pradesh. Whatever be the husband, he should be considered as God and surrender oneself unto him. That is the cure or qualitative requirement in a Pativrata Nari. Once body, mind and soul has been surrendered, then it should not be changed. That man does not have to be the ideal husband. Let him be whatever. Once the mind has been totally surrendered, there is no need for keeping anything of our own, including opinions, assessments, and evaluation. This is a state of completely negating the ego and ahankara. Thereby, the woman opens the doors of moksha for herself. Our surrender is more important than his worth. When a woman does that, through that husband, God grants her all that anyone can wish for, including husband's devotion. Nalayani's husband was ugly and strange, but she had the power to stop the sunrise. Her husband did not have and could not have had any such power. It is easy if the husband is already capable, balanced, and human. When he is lacking in the qualities, still if the woman thinks our worth is in our being devoted despite the seeming drawbacks, I am not to think of them as his faults, but as a test of the strength of my character. She will still excel. The case of our attitude towards the Guru is also similar. Once we have accepted someone as our Guru, we are not to keep on assessing his worth. When everything is God, certainly the Guru is God only. When we try to assess others, we assume the role of a judge with insufficient database. In the context where we are required to do so as a duty, we may try to make an intelligent guess. Not in the case of a guru. If our love and devotion is worth it, bad can turn out to be good, like the Ghorebhyaha Ghora Ghora Tharebhyaha Rudra becomes Sarva Mangala Shiva by the devotion of Ambal. She also comes as the Guru. The whole of the Maya Loka, that is the world, is due to her. To lift us from being too mired in worldly involvement, she comes as the Guru. The sadhakas who are endeavoring to raise the Kundalini bring their Prana Shakti to the top of their head and perceive Ambal's feet in the full moon. They call it the Guru Paduka Bhyam. Kalidasa too says that she displays her greatness in the form of the Guru. Deshika Rupena Darishtha Abhyudayam. So Ishvara frequents or even lives in graveyards or cremation grounds. Let him do so. Does he dance around with ghosts and spirits? Let him. Does he do Samhara dance? That is all right. Does he go to all sorts of places poorly clothed, and beg for alms. It is okay. Once a husband, he is a husband forever. My love is not going to go waste. If my father does not respect this husband, it is preferable that I sacrifice this body, which is indicative of being his daughter. So saying, she gave up her body in Daksha Yagya. She will grant us Guru Bhakti and Pati Bhakti. When mother is there, why should there be self pride? There is no logic in feeling proud of having done anything. Where have we got brains, strength, and capabilities from? All the power in this world for all actions are from one source only, including ours. Without the power of Ambal, we cannot even breathe. We who pride ourselves that we have done this and that should pause one moment to question ourselves as to whether we have the capability to retain our breath even 1 second longer when it is about to depart from us. We are not capable of doing so for even one extra second. Then all our power becomes a dream. When we think about it, we can easily see that Ambal is like an ocean of power. Whatever we do is by a small fractional drop of that ocean. That too, God by her grace. Then to feel pride for ourselves is being utterly foolish. Her anugraha increases by multiples proportional to our realization of our infinite similarness. Avatara Purushas too have taught us the importance of humility and humbleness by displaying true Vinaya in their life. Avatara in Sanskrit means descent of divinity as a human being. Though, as per Advaita Siddhanta, the whole universe is God, including all animate and inanimate things and beings, Avatara is special in terms of the degree of presence, awareness, and bliss, that is Sat Chit Anandam or Satchitanandam. In Tamil, this quality is known by the word Adakkam, which can be translated in English as contained and humble. The Kavya Purusha Sri Ramachandra lived as a simple but exemplary human being within the parameters of Dharma, Satya, and Shastra. When I think of his humility, I think of an idea which may sound strange to you. Normally, many of us feel bad that we were not born during his time. But I feel otherwise. You know why? Rama, as a Kshatriya, respected all rishis, acharyas, and Veda experts to whom he prostrated repeatedly. Had I been a Matha Adipati, he would have done that to me too, causing me to feel embarrassment. Thank God that now I can prostrate to him any number of times. I am saying so because it was Vishnu who was born as Sri Rama. He was an epitome of humbleness. He did not play hard to get because he was an avatara. He was full of empathy towards the common man's concerns. He cried when separated from Sita. He bewailed when Lakshmana swooned. He got violently annoyed with the king of oceans just to put the common man at ease with themselves. Avatara Purushas often act as though they are affected by the ups and downs of life. Like the movements of hands and legs, they will let their mind also play about while retaining their inner calmness. Though recognizing their godliness inwardly, they will not make a show of it. If Rama was a role model for the quality of Vinaya, the Superman, Anjaneya, though very powerful mentally and physically, remained a true Ramadasa while effortlessly making the impossible possible. Similar is the life of Adi Shankara Bhagavad Padal. I do not know if there was a greater avatara than him. He was Parameshwara's avatara. He lived only for some 32 years, but what all has he achieved within that period? He walked around the whole of India 3 times, covering all the present day states. Starting from Kerala, he covered Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Maharashtra, Punjab, Gujarat, Kashmir, Himachal, UP, Uttaranchal, Assam, Orissa, and Kanyakumari, walking on foot, overcoming ethnic and language barriers. He re established the Vedic religion. He contradicted over reliance on karma kanda with materialistic overtones of some. He established the pride of place for Advaita among religious intelligentsia. For the common man, he established the Shanmada of Shaivam, Vainavam, Sauram, Ganapatyam, Kaumaram, and Saktam. He was a great Gyani, poet, organizer, devotee, achiever, debater, and religious leader rolled into one. He established the religious pitams in Kanchi, Sringeri, Kashmir, Jyotishmat, Dwaraka, and Puri in different parts of India, which by itself is a definition of what is the spread of the country. In Cambodia, in a stone carving in Sanskrit dated some 800 years back, it is written that in his lotus feet all the great learneds hover like bees. Nissesha Muddali Mala Lidangri Pankajat. In that write up, he is referred as Bhagwan. This is an indication that his fame and name were known across the oceans. The interesting point to note is that such a man could have had some pride rightfully entitled, but he was truly humble because of his devotion to Ambal. Set aside all his other achievements, authoring Saundari Lahari alone was enough to justify pride of literary and devotional greatness. Neither before nor later, such a beautiful garland of exquisite poems have been strung together, making a wholesome work of art. You can never tire of reading and studying that Granth, but he never ever thought that he has written it. He says in the 100th poem, starting with the words, Pradeepa Jwalabhihi, you are the Vak Devata, as we show Nirajanam with lighted camphor to sun or offer Arghya to moon with the water that oozes out of Chandrakanta stone and offer the sea water to the ocean as Arghya. It is your words that have become this stotra. We can only say, good point, well brought out. Let us understand the above underlined sentences. First, he says that she is the Vak Devata. She is the god of all words and meanings, spoken or written. So, he cannot and does not claim authorship. On occasions, when we do puja to the sun, we wave the lighted camphor to him. In the bright sunlight, the light of the camphor looks faded. Do we eliminate the sun? It is his power that is all the power and energy in whatever form, anywhere on earth, or even anywhere in the solar system. It is his light that we show in gratitude to him. After the eclipse of the moon is over, it is a tradition to offer Arghya Pradhana to the moon. While doing so, instead of normal water, if you can offer the water that oozes out of the Chandrakanta stone, it is ideal. Now, KTSV says, I have literally seen this. There is a Shiva temple in Madgaon in Goa on top of an isolated hillock. The Shiva Lingam there is made of Chandrakanta stone. On full moon night, as the moon rises, its rays fall on the stone lingam inside the sanctorum through a suitably located window, causing the stone to shed some water. Periwald indicates that he had neither seen nor had come across anyone who had seen a Chandrakanta stone. It is this liquid that is offered to Chandra, the moon, in oblation. As the moonlight enters the stone and causes it to ooze out, It is Mother's grace permitting him to cause the outpouring of Saundarya Lahari. He gives yet another example as the ocean is given an oblation of its own water. I am praising you, Amma, with your own words. He says, if you visit Rameshwaram as Rama did Samudra Puja before going to war with Ravana, we are all required to do that. As a part of the 16-tired ceremony to bathe the Samudra Raja symbolically, we lift the water of the ocean with both our hands and offer it to him. Ambal is the ocean of letters, words and meaning. Like we offer the handful of water to the ocean, with all reverence, he offers a little bit of hers to her. It is not his, but the ocean's, as the Chandrakanta stone will not ooze out water without Chandra's rays falling on it. Without her grace, not a word can be even thought of. As we take a handful of water from the ocean and offer it for its bathing from the ocean of thoughts, words and ideas, all that we write are hers. To think that thereby we are describing her greatness is like lightening up the sun with the light of camphor. This is the purport of the 100th shloka of Saundarya Lahari. When even Avatara Purushas have been so beholden to Ambal, what business is it of ours to feel even an iota of pride? When the world praises us that we sing well or talk eloquently or write fluently, it is but natural to think no end of ourselves. That is, when we should pause to ponder as to whether we deserve the praise. When we identify that the cause for all our greatness is Mother's grace, we can apply some moderation. Then we can offer all that praise back to where it belongs without carrying the head weight. If we feel that we have no pride, that is also pride only. We have to be extremely careful with this flattery and praise on the face. Pride and ego should be given no quarters to flourish. However much we may be cautious, given an opening, pride will assume mammoth proportions without our being aware of its entry. Here also she is the way. The more we offer all praise in oblation to her, her anugraha will flow and keep flowing. Om Shri Mahapiriva Sharanam.